Good morning and welcome to Hymns by Request. I'm Greg Johnson and it's a delight to have you with me once again, welcoming you to the apartment, to the piano, and just a time for all of us to gather around the piano and sing some of our favorite old hymns. Now, you don't have to be in great voice. You don't have to know all the words. None of that matters. La 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 is perfectly fine. But getting together, singing, whistling, humming, all of that raises our vibrations. And there are many days when each of us could use a little bit of help to just get a little higher up. We're going to be singing a few things like that today. But we're going to continue our tradition, and that is to begin where we left off. And we left off with Love Divine, All Loves Excelling. And love is, of course, the month of February. It's Valentine's, it's the Heart Month, and it is Black History Month. And we're going to be doing some special songs throughout the month, celebrating each and every one of these very special holidays. So I decided to wear my very first Valentine present several years ago from Doni, a lovely scarf from Jim Thompson in Bangkok. So it's wonderful to have you with us today. Sing out. I can hear you. Don't forget that. All right. Now let me get turned around. We're getting better at moving. Each week it gets better. Now I just want to make sure I've got this correct. There we go. That looks a little bit easier. All right. Love divine, all love excelling. Love divine, all love's excelling, joy of heaven to earth come down. Fix in us thy humble dwelling, all thy faithful mercies crown. Jesus, thou art all compassion, pure unbounded love thou art. Visit us with thy salvation, enter every trembling heart. And then I had so much fun this week. I had quite a number of folks who wrote in asking for some specific hymns. And so as I was digging through the various hymnals, finding the hymns and finding them in keys that were comfortable for me, I began finding other hymns. And so much of it was memories of my own days back at Atonement Lutheran Church out in Racine, Wisconsin. That's a long time ago, well, nearly 60 years ago. But I remember it so well, and it laid so many precious foundations for which I'm very glad. And one of these songs is Living for Jesus, a Life That Is True. So I'm going to sing that for you right now, and I want you to join me. We're going to start with the chorus. Lord and Savior, I give myself to Thee, for Thou in Thine atonement didst give Thyself for me. I own no other master, my heart shall be Thy throne, my life I give henceforth to O Christ, for Thee alone. Living for Jesus, a life that is true, striving to please Him in all that I do, yielding allegiance, glad-hearted and free. This is the pathway of blessing for me. Oh, Jesus, Lord and Savior, I give myself to thee, for thou in thine atonement didst give thyself for me. I own no other master, my heart shall be thy throne, my life I give henceforth to live, O Christ, for thee alone. Living for Jesus. I love that song. And another song really of commitment and of promise that I have always loved, one I suspect I sang many times. Some of my earliest singing as a soloist was taking a hymn and singing it. I was always the one that if somebody didn't show up or there was a problem, oh, will you be the soloist? Well, of course, I loved it. It was great fun, and we still love to sing them. Oh, Jesus, I have promised to serve thee to the end. Oh, Jesus, I have promised to serve thee to the end. Be thou forever near me, my master and my friend. I shall not fear the battle if thou art by my side, nor wander from the pathway if thou wilt be my guide. Oh, Jesus, thou hast promised to all who follow thee, that where thou art in glory, there shall thy servant be. And Jesus, I have promised to serve thee to the end. Oh, give me grace to follow my master and my friend. What a wonderful text. What an uplifting message. And that's, really what the songs are all about. The hymns are about. They allow us to go within, to reconnect with the peace of the divine within us that says, I'm not alone. You're not alone, Greg. I'm with you all the way. There have been some difficult times, there's no question, but nothing too difficult that the power within couldn't give the strength to come through. And that's why I just love singing hymns, because so many of the texts are texts that have come to me when there were difficult moments. In fact, I've often said I can tell my emotional state by what hymn is going through my mind. I mean, I have loved hymns all my life, and so I can pretty much tell if I'm doing there's sunshine in my soul. Well, you have a pretty good idea where I am spiritually. If, on the other hand, I'm singing Precious Lord, Take My Hand, then I gotta go, there's something bothering me. There's something I've got to look at. And I can. That's the best part. Now, this is a wonderful old song. Jesus calls us o'er the tumult of our life's wild restless sea. Jesus calls us o'er the tumult of our life's wild restless sea. Day by day his sweet voice soundeth, saying, now. Oh, yes. Yes. We seem, if you're a musician, you might think we're doing everything in A flat today. It seems that each time I go, the song is in A flat. That's a warm, powerful key. I think that's interesting considering the types of texts. The texts make a difference. Some keys are very dark. Some are very bright and light. A flat is a very warm key. Lots more of the black keys, quite frankly. This is Open My Eyes That I May See Glimpses of Truth Thou Hast for Me. Now we're going to start with the chorus, and then we will go back to the first verse. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my eyes, illumine me, Spirit divine. Open my eyes that I may see glimpses of truth thou hast for me. Place in my hand the wonderful key that shall unclasp and set me free. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my eyes, illumine me, Spirit divine. Open my mouth and let it bear gladly the warm truth everywhere. Open my heart and let me prepare love with thy children thus to share. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my heart, illumine me, Spirit divine. And that song I particularly love because it reminds me of my morning meditation when I do the chakras, clearing right on down. Open my mind, my eyes, my ears, my mouth, my voice, my heart, as they are all opened and blessed and ready for service. We need to take a moment to do that. Some of our other programs, I've done that whole meditation with you, and I'll be doing it again. It's one of my favorites. I do it every morning. All right, now I have to, oh yes. And as we've been talking about commitment, we want to go to higher ground. We're going to take the chorus first. Lord, lift me up and let me stand, my faith on heaven's tableland, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. I'm pressing on the upward way, new heights I'm gaining every day, still praying as I onward bound. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand, my faith on heaven's tableland, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. Yes, and may that be our prayer each and every day. Higher ground, new heights, new opportunities, and new people with whom to share the love of the divine, and an inclusive love that is filled with unconditional love. Yes, we can be the hands, the feet. Matthew 25, We can be the hands, the feet, the arms, the hug, the caring of the divine here on earth, in action, living for Jesus, as we just sang. And always, now we're going to close this morning with my favorite hymn, probably one that I've sung more than anything, but it's a hymn that it's meant so much to me during these last 4 months, during this time of the surgery and the very, very slow recovery. But because he lives, I can face tomorrow. It's not about me. I needed that time to be quiet. I've done a lot of thinking, a lot of writing, a lot of speaking, a lot of growing, a lot of questioning too, by the way, yes. That's very important. But this hymn was always in my heart. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow, and so can you. Here we go. Sing it into your hearts always. God sent his Son, they called him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He lived and died to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. And then one day I'll cross the river, I'll fight life's final war with pain. And then as death gives way to victory, I'll see the lights of glory, and I'll know he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. Once more, the chorus. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. Oh, yes. I love that song. And that's where we'll pick up next week. Thanks so much for being with me this morning. It's always such a pleasure. I look forward to Hymns by Request always, each and every week, as I, at the beginning of the week, sit down and begin to prayerfully prepare for it. I'm thinking of each and every one of you and praying that you've been strengthened, that perhaps a hymn I sang and we included meant something very special to you and just helped you through a moment that's difficult. Because he lives, we can face tomorrow and we can celebrate today. God bless, and as we always say, remember our family caregivers. Onward in love and caregiving. Namaste. God bless, and I'll see you next week.